So I used to think remote work and freelancing were the same thing. They are both work from home, right? Until I got ghosted by clients. Guys, it's been over 2 years now. No work, no messages, no money, nothing. Like this person just ghosted me. And let me give you a quick backstory. I got contacted by this particular client in Canada, and we created a WhatsApp group. Like the whole team is going to be meeting on the WhatsApp group. We created a Slack channel and all of that. All of the stuff I was going to do was created on a project management dashboard on Asana and all of that. Everything looked like the dream. But guys, it's been over 2 years now and it's crickets. So if you're trying to get into the space like freelance or remote, you're confused like, should I freelance, should I do remote jobs, should I do freelance jobs, and you don't know the difference, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the difference between remote work and freelancing, because I've done both. And for you to give you the differences, the pros and cons, for you to understand which one is for you, which one you should be pursuing. So basically both of them are kind of like remote jobs, because first off, they are both done like from home, from the comfort of your home or from the comfort of any of your choice location. You can do them from anywhere if you're working remotely or you are freelancing. Okay, a remote worker works for a specific company, has his job title, works for a specific brand for specific hours, while a freelancer just work on project basis and doesn't have a specific is not employed by a company. So before, let's get right into the differences between remote job and freelancing. And I'm going to be sharing with you my experience with both and what I'm leaning more into now, like which one I'm choosing, and this will guide you also in making your own decision. So let's get right into it. So number one, let's start with remote work. Now, just like I've talked about remote work a lot. So one of the advantages, one of the pros of remote work is that you are going to be working for a company, a specific company. For instance, you are going to be working for Google. So you're going to be an employee of that company. You have an employer, which is Google LLC, and you are going to be working full-time. So you don't need to be chasing clients. So I make a lot of videos about how to find clients, how to find gigs and all of that. So you don't need to be chasing jobs all of the time, because you have a specific job, just like you're hired in a company. So you might work there for as long as you want, you understand? So you can work there for years. So there is stability. That's one of the advantages of like a remote job. So you have a full-time job. So once you get your remote job, you don't need to be looking at, oh, when will I need to get another job next week, next month, and all of that. So that is one perk of a remote job. You have an employer. And another thing is stability. There's you know what you are going to be earning, financial stability. You know what you're going to be earning per month. I mean, for example, you're going to be earning $1,000, $2,000, $800, $5,000 per month. So you can plan your resources, your activities around that budget. Okay, I'm going to be earning this amount per month. So that is one of the advantages of a remote work, because you are working for a specific company. There's a specific amount you're going to be paid for what you are going to be doing in that company for a month, just like your regular job. Another thing about remote work that you get benefits. If you're going to be working remotely, so you might be privileged to have like the 401k, all of the policies, health benefits, like all of the benefits, leave, paid leave, maternity leave, and all of that, just like you have in your regular 9 to 5 job. So if you're working remotely, you are an employee of this company and you have all of those benefits because you are actually an employee of this company. So that is one of the pro of a remote job. Another thing is you enjoy the bragging rights of working for a brand. So if you are working for like a notable brand, you have that bragging right that I work with this brand, because you are more like a staff member and you can always say that I work with so and so brand. You are like a legitimate employee of this company. And then it gives you a focus. Like if you are someone that is passionate about like career growth. One of the cons of remote work is lack of flexibility. Just like I said, it's rigid, just like a regular 9 to 5. So if you are seeking a more flexible work arrangement. Maybe you are like a mom, you have kids, or you're a stay-at-home dad, or whatever it is, or you're a student, or whatever the situation. If you're looking for a more like flexible work arrangement that you can just work at your own time and earn, then remote work might not be for you. Then you might want to go freelancing, because you can work at your own time. Because remote job is very, regimented, because you have to sign in by 8 or 9 o'clock, depending on the company's, culture and how they do their things. And you have to sign out at 5 or 6. So there is no, I want to like go take my children from school, or I want to quickly go get something in the grocery store and all of that. That would really not work. So if you are looking for flexibility, you want to work maybe 3 to 4, or you want to work in your most convenient time, maybe when you are free during the day is going to be around at night, maybe by 11, we want to work throughout the night and rest throughout the day. That arrangement, remote work will not work for that. So another downside of remote work is you just have one employer. No, this is the biggest downside. Like, you have to always report to one person. Like, the way the company wants you to do stuff is actually the way you have to do it, because you are responsible, for what you're doing, and you are also accountable to someone else. For instance, you have a manager, like you have like your full-time 9 to 5 job. So this is a remote work setting. So you have to do things based on what the company wants and all of that. So if you're not looking for a place that your opinions might not be heard or will not be, considered that much, then maybe remote work is not for you. Another cons of remote work is stability. So people always want to work remotely because of like stability. Like you don't have to chase after clients, like run after jobs like every now and then, and like you have one employer and you are employed. When you're employed, you are actually employed. But the downside is, in the recent years, we've actually seen a lot of companies laying off staff members. And the funny thing about remote jobs that people do not really know, like, especially if you're going to be working for a brand in the US, in the UK, most times, like, a good number of people, sincerely, I want to tell you now, a good number of people working remotely from, Nigeria or from Africa, working with a company in the US, in the UK, they're actually not full-time staff. Many of them, some are, but many aren't. Like, they are contractors, like the way it is, they're independent contractors. So they are not really full employees of that company. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that way you can actually get fired easily. So that's the funny thing about remote job that people don't really see. You can get it quickly and you can actually be fired quickly, just like one of the cons I talked about. So if you're in a tier 3 country, like you're from Africa, you're from Asia, I'm not sure about Asia, maybe you're from Africa, from Nigeria, and you have issues with power supply, internet speed, and all of those nuances, then remote job might not be for you, except you have all of the power, you have generator, you have solar inverter, like you have all of the alternatives, the back, something that you can fall back to when you are experiencing a power outage. Then you have a strong internet connection, you have options you can always switch on to there, because just a little sleep you can lose the job. So if maybe power grid gets bad or something happens and you're out of power supply, internet is down for a couple of days, you can actually just get fired. So these are the downsides of remote jobs. Yeah. And another thing is, it can really feel isolating because you're going to be working for specific hours. So let's say you're going to be waking up by 8 o'clock in the morning and you're going to be working up until 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. in the evening. So during those hours, those 8 hours-ish, you are going to be just focused on work, deep work. So when you're done, you just want to crash and eat and just go to bed. That's how it is. So you might be isolated, like you won't have time to like do all of the other stuff, like have time for outing and all of that. But if that is not your problem, like you don't have any problem being locked in for hours, if you are more of an indoor introverted person like me, then why not? Then remote work is for you. But if you're like more outdoorsy kind of person, you want to switch, you want to change your mood every 2 hours, then remote work might not be for you. So enough with remote work. Now let's go into freelancing. So what are just like I said, a freelancer is more like a business person because this person has a skill and is offering this skill to individuals or businesses. No, both remote work and freelance gigs, freelancer, they both work from home, work from the comfort of their laptop, from the comfort of their couch. But the difference is, and they both work remotely. So I think remotely is like anything you can do from anywhere is actually working. But in the sense of it, they are not employed by a specific employer. And that is the cool thing about freelancing that I love so much. So let's quickly go into the pros of freelancing. Number one pro of freelancing that I love so much is you can choose your employer. You can choose your client. Let me not say employer. You can choose the business that you want to work with. So let's imagine that you are a freelancer. Maybe you are a content writer because I am a content writer. And you get a client finds you or you find the client, whoever does the finding, and they've already seen what you offer. Maybe you have a conversation, this is what I can offer and all that. So it's more like a business to business relationship. And if at any point in time you're not feeling this client anymore or you do not agree with whatever is going on, you can just end the contract and you move on. And the client moves on, you move on to another client. That's just the cool thing about freelancing, is that you can have many employers, so to say, at different times. But in a remote, like a full-time job setting, like you are stuck with an employer, and if things go south, the whole thing is just kind of weird and emotional if someone is leaving a company. So let me walk you through some of the pros of freelancing as opposed to remote work. So one of the pros of freelancing is maximum flexibility. So for a freelance arrangement, if you're going to be working as a freelancer, you can decide to work anytime and anywhere. Like, this is the biggest flex of freelancing. So if you are like maybe a mom or a dad, or like you're a student, like freelancing can be and the option for you, because you can work at your own time. So far you deliver the project on the deadline. For instance, for me as a content writer, when I have freelance projects or freelance gigs, I'm not mandated to sign in by 8 o'clock, and sign out by 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Whatever time I can do the job. So far, if I have a 24-hour delivery timeline, or a 3 days delivery deadline, or 1 week delivery deadline, I can do my work whenever. I can do it at night, I can do it in the morning, afternoon, however I want, whenever I want. Like, that is the cool thing about freelancing. Like, you have that flexibility of time, when and how to do your work, as opposed to having a full-time remote job. Another cool thing about freelancing is that you get to choose your projects and clients. Like, that's just the amazing thing. For a remote work now, a full-time engagement, you are stuck with an employer. So if you get a remote job, you have an employer or a brand or a company that you're working with. But for freelancing, you're not stuck with an employer, because it's on a project level. So if a project can last for 2 years, that's just the interesting thing. But you're not tied to this client. You're not tied to this person hiring you, needing your services for those periods. You can work with anybody, because there is no contract like that says that you are going there, an employer, an employee of this company. So that flexibility that it gives you is just very cool thing. You can choose your client, and if you're not okay, like you are not feeling the whole vibe between the client, you can end the contract. Like, it's that simple. That is one of the big perks of freelancing. And then you choose the project. So if you're working remotely, just like you're working your full-time job, they might add some tax, your day-to-day tax that you might not really like, but you don't have a say because it's like part of the package. But for a freelancing situation, you choose the project. Oh no, this is what I can do, this is what I can do. It's more like a business to business relationship. So yeah, so that is one of the perks of freelancing. Like, you can work with as much as 10 clients if you have the capacity to. You are not tied to one person, and it just gives that You don't have to see that annoying boss's face every time you work with different people. It broadens your horizon. You get to experience different people from different parts of the world. So that's another perk of freelancing. So another great thing, you have a higher earning potential. So people always talk about like having a stable income with remote job, but for freelancing you can actually earn higher than you can earn if you have a full-time job. So yeah, here is it. So you can charge as much. You can have high ticket clients if you offer high ticket services. You can have a one-time project, a project that you can earn 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, $5,000 from, and it can just be like a 3-day project, a 1-week project. You're done. You get your $5,000, and that's all. And you can have other projects within that 1 month, and you can make as much as 10K per month. You can make as much as $5,000 per month. You can make as much as 20K, and it allows you to do other things by the side. So if you're someone that is like big on like personal branding and you want to do all of other stuff, other things, you want to like do all of other stuff, so freelancing allows you to do all of that. Like you can determine your income. If you want to like earn more this month, you can say, okay, I need to get more clients this month so that I can earn more. But for a remote job situation, like you have a specific client, you have hours you need to clock in every day, and you are kind of like restricted to earning that amount that you're being paid every month, except you are now like extra hardworking and ambitious that you cannot do other things in addition to like your full-time job, which is not really easy to do. So that is one benefit of freelancing: freedom. Like, especially you enjoy this, especially if the client finds you. So for instance, you've created a brand, maybe anywhere on social media, and someone finds like, oh, can I work with you? They've already understood your workflow, they know how you work, then they want to work with you. So you determine how you do the work, your process. This is how I work, this is my process. That what I'm saying, just more like a business to business, B2B relationship. This is my business, this versus your business. This is how my business can help your business, and you are seen as a professional. Like, this is what I do, and you're offering that service to another business. So you have like that creative freedom, like, and you may not really have this like in a full-time remote job, because you have a manager breathing down your throat every time. This is what you should not do. So you don't enjoy that creative freedom. And the last but not the least, the last pro of freelancing is you can easily turn it into a business. Like, this is the cool part. So if you're like more of a business minded person and you're looking to, you want to scale what you're doing, you want to be able to do other things, you want to build a business out of what you're doing, then freelancing might just be for you. It's easy to scale your freelance business into like an agency, or productize it into like a tool or a subscription based stuff. It's easy to scale it that way. But if you are working remotely, you are just an employee, and yeah, that's just what it is. But for a freelancer, you're on your way to building a business if that's what you want as a freelancer. So those are the pros of freelancing. Now let's go to the downside of freelancing. One of the downsides of freelancing, like we all know, looking for clients. It can be really daunting to have to like chase after clients like every other day. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. But there are systems that you can use. I've created loads of videos about how to find clients, where to find clients, and all of those nuances. So you can go watch all of my videos. And if you want help with people on the group, I have a free community. So I will drop the link to the community in the description so that you can join my free community. It's totally free. So that is one of the downside of freelancing. Chasing clients can be really, really daunting. So if you don't want to like always, because looking for a remote job, searching and landing a remote job, it's not very easy. So you don't want to be going through this process. You get a client, the project is done, deal is done, you start looking for another client, going through the process, pitching and all of those stuff, then freelancing is not for you. Then maybe you should go to like getting a full-time remote job. Another downside to freelancing is stability, financial instability.
So while you can increase your earning potential, it can also be very unstable, especially if you do not have a system, or if you are still starting out. One time you can have a client, once the project is over, it might be difficult to find another client. So there are times that you have a lot of clients, you have a lot of money, another time that it's just really dry. So that instability, if you are someone that like you want to know what you're earning per month, and you want to like plan around what you're going to be earning per month, then freelancing is not for you, because it just varies. It just varies. So that's the downside of freelancing. Another downside of freelancing is client stress. Like, you have to, aside from finding this client, searching and finding this client, you have to maintain relationship with these clients. You have to make sure the communication, you have to send invoices, you have to like managing these clients can be really stressful. But if you're in a remote work setting, like, you don't have to do all of this. The brand you are working with, the company you're working with has all of this sorted already. So you just do your work and you're done for the day. But as a freelancer, you're more like a small business owner. You have to manage all of this stuff. You have to set your rates, you have to pitch, you have to bargain, you have to it can be really, really daunting sometimes. So that's one of the downsides of freelancing we already had. So you are your accountant, you are your marketer, you have to market yourself, you have to position yourself to find clients, to find gigs, you have to like know everything happening in your industry, you have to upskill yourself, you have to position yourself for career advancement. Like, you are your everything. Like, it's a business, so you are your everything until you get to the point where you can now, create systems that will allow you to scale. So these are the pros and cons of remote work versus freelancing. So I hope this gives you a mental overview of what this is all about. So for a quick recap, so who is a remote work meant for, and who is freelancing? So freelancing is meant for someone like, for instance, you want stable income, check. You want to work for an international brand and earn in dollars. You want to get that exposure based on your industry, check. You also do not want to, run around, look for clients every other day, check. You also have the infrastructure, laptop, internet, all of those stuff you are going to use to do the work, check again. So remote work is for you if you want all of this. So what is freelancing meant for? You want something very flexible. You can work, at the times that you are most free. So you don't have to, there are no restricted time, regimented time that you have to clock in and like sign in and start work by all means. So if you're a mom, you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, you're a student, whatever situation that you cannot just sign in by 8 and end by 6 p.m., then freelancing is for you. Freelancing is also for you if you are looking to evolve into becoming a business owner. You want to create an agency, you want to build whatever you're doing, you want to scale it in the nearest future to become a business, check. If you don't want to like work for a particular company, you don't want to work for a particular person, you want to work with different clients, double check. If you also are someone that you don't have a problem marketing yourself, you want to build things, you want to do your own thing, grow your own business, then freelancing is for you. So if you check all of this list, remote work is for you. If you check all of this list, then freelancing is also. Whatever part of the trade you're on, you're watching the right video. So which would you choose? So if you want like remote work, you're going to work from home, you don't mind, signing in by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock and closing by 6 from the comfort of your home for a brand abroad, then I have something for you. I actually made a remote job starter pack that will guide you on everything you need to do, even if you've never worked before. From the beginning, I have a checklist, CV template, cover letter template, remote job tracker, like all of the things you need. I created a starter pack that will guide you in this journey from the very beginning up until you land your first remote job. This template, like this starter pack is amazing. It's amazing. Totally amazing. So I'm going to drop the link to the starter pack in the description, so you go check it out. I also have a video on that page, so you can watch the video, take a look at the preview all of the documents I have there. And if you feel like it's something that you want to have, something that will really, really help you, then you go ahead and get the starter pack. So if you're more of or into freelancing too, you also need a starter pack, because the way you apply and search for remote job are also the same ways you apply and search for freelance gigs. So it's the same thing. This starter pack will also help you. And you can also join my free WhatsApp community and my email list. And I send out email every week. And my WhatsApp community, you can also reach me directly and ask me questions. So thank you for watching this video. So I'd love to know in the comment section which is for you. So are you going to go with remote work and freelancing? Which is better for you? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.